can tell you a person don't visit the farm without taking a book with him or her. Because what I tell persons is that, listen, when you visit the farm, the book also speaks about our journey. And you dare not leave the farm without a book, because you might visit the farm and there's something that wasn't shared with you. But having taken a book with you, which is something special, and the book also have photographs about the farm and things like that, I ensure that each person visit the farm, take a book with them. So I'm now packaging visit the farm with a book.
Greetings, Apreneurs. Welcome to the Authorpreneur Secrets podcast, the show that uncovers the secrets to win with books, beyond book sales, and dominate entrepreneurship. Through exclusive author interviews, stories, and must-have resources, you will discover some of the secrets and strategies to thrive with books and generate lasting income. I invite you to become an Authorpreneur ambassador and join me in my mission to raise up 10,000 Caribbean entrepreneurs by 2030. Spread the word about the podcast and encourage more people to increase their impact and income with books beyond book sales. Without further ado, let's get into the show.
Mr. Keith Wedderburn is a Jamaican entrepreneur, justice of the peace, and Amazon best-selling author of the book From Homelessness to a Healing Haven. He published his debut memoir with Bamboo Sparks Publishing, and it became an Amazon bestseller. Keith and his wife Sandra are co-owners of Bluefields Organic Farm, a thriving business that cultivates organic fruits, herbs, vegetables, and seedlings, along with Haven View Villa and Spa, offering farm stays and massage treatments. Keith will be sharing on day one of the summit about his author journey and how he sells his book. Keith has a reputation for reliability and trustworthiness in his role as a transportation service provider. He not only moves students from various communities to Belmont Academy, but mentors, provides study tips, and contributes positively to the school community. Keith loves photography, writing, counseling, and motivational speaking. Let's welcome Mr. Wedderburn to the summit.
All right, take it away, Mr. Wedderburn. The stage is yours.
First of all, say thanks for having me a part of your community. And to all persons who are now viewers, I just want to say welcome to you all. Well, I am new in terms of being an artist, but let me just say that based on my experience so far, it feels like I'm not new anymore. My journey started many years ago. It was in 1993, I can remember vividly. There was an incident that happened whereby the home that we were living in Savannah Mar, the doors were taken off the house. And so it was a rented property. We were given notice to leave, and we decided to leave within the given time, but the landlord decided to take it another way, badman style. And they took the doors off the house. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say to you, not only was the doors taken off the house, at that time I had a fractured ankle and my wife, and I had a young baby. So we were most vulnerable at the time. And we had to reinvent our life. So for a moment of time, we were homeless. And over a period of time, we managed to reinvent our life. And after we reinvented our life, I couldn't help but stop speaking about that and other challenges that we have overcome. Because the fact of the matter is that we all have stories. However, many of us don't tell our story. And I can remember it was in June of last year, while at the Bluefields Organic Farm, Daphne Ellis, who is now part of the Bamboo Spark production, she visited. And while here, I was here and I just seen Valerie. Daphne. Sorry, why am I calling her Valerie? Just seen Daphne. I don't know why, but I was just sharing my story just a said way, just like I would share like anybody else. And while sharing this story, Daphne said to me, "But Keith, you have a book there." And I said, "Daphne, I know I have a book." I said, "Daphne, in fact, I've been working on it." And the moment she said that to me, that I have a book, and I said to her, "Yes, I know, and we need to work on it." I can say to you, it took us from June to December of last year, and the book was ready. And as you all know by now, the book is From Homelessness to a healing heaven. And so the book chronicles my life and my family, what we went through, the challenges that we faced, and the peculiar ways in which we overcame. And what it showcases, ladies and gentlemen, is not weakness but strength, and which I know it's symbolic of many of you have similar experience and do overcome, and your story can and should be out there to influence the lives of others. And that's the reason for my book. Over the period of time, I can say to you that so the book was completed by December of last year, and eventually the book was launched in March. And let me just say to you, the process was seamless and easy, because once I met Daphne and Daphne introduced me to Root Bamboo Spark, the process was really seamless. And the fact of the matter is, I had a lot of the information. I already had it written, and so it that was a plus. And for those of you listening, this is one of the things you need to be doing. If you're interested in your book, you need to start making jottings right now. And in no particular order, just put things down the way you can recall them. And as you go along, you can share them with others, and other persons help you to fill in the blank. In no particular order, because in writing a book, you don't need to put it in a particular order until when you really get down to serious business. However, back to business. So the book was launched in March of last year, and I can say to you that once the book was launched, even before the book was launched, one of the things that I was able to utilize was my social media presence, because I am on most social media, and have a lot of persons in terms of friends and followers, and I was able to utilize that. So what I did, I built a campaign leading up to the book launch, and keep encouraging persons, telling them about what was happening. Even before the book launch, I was ensuring that I get persons to commit to purchasing the book, because one thing I realized is that your friends and relatives and families, they will be very enthused, and they want to be a part of the initial book. They will contribute, give ideas, everything like that. But you have to ensure that while they are enthusiastic, while they are so much into everything, you capture that energy and ensure you commit, get them to commit to purchase your book even before the book is ready. And that will go through a campaign, and you will learn all of those. And eventually, by March of last year, the book was launched. And when the book was launched, we were able to. One of the challenges was during the launch. It was the same time we had it's around the same time you had the local government election, and that was a challenge. And I'm saying that to say, try and ensure that when you're having like your book launch and anything like that, it doesn't fall within any major activity. In that case, the local government election, it wasn't that it was planned long before, so it just came upon us. So it was around that time, so that was a little bit denting our activity. However, one of the plus, however, we were able to invite members of the media, and we had persons from TVJ, we had persons from the Observer, and in the end, we were featured in the Observer. We were also featured in a Ray of Hope on TVJ. And those two features, along with all the social media work that I did, was able to enable me to sell my 1,000 book within a relatively quick time. And today, not only were we able to sell a book, but in terms of being out there, we have gone on to visiting schools and other institutions and make representation, being speakers at those occasions and impacting person's life. And today we also have our books at various outlets, like in Savannah Lamar, you can find it at You can find it at the Royal Pharmacy. It's also at both Royal Pharmacy, right? The books are available at both pharmacy as we present at present as we speak. It's also available at Possession Gift Shop. And what I've been able to do, which many of you might not have that opportunity, but you have to create an opportunity. The fact that I have a farm, what I've been doing, I've been tying my persons visiting the farm. I can tell you a person don't visit the farm without taking a book with him or her, because what I tell persons is that, listen, when you visit the farm, the book also speaks about our journey. And you dare not leave the farm without a book, because you might visit the farm and there's something that wasn't shared with you. But having taken a book with you, which is something special, and the book also have photographs about the farm and things like that, I ensure that each person visit the farm, take a book with them. So I'm now packaging visit the farm with a book. And that has enabled to sell a book and sell books and sell books. Matter of fact, and one other thing I can also say to you, and I heard Ruth say it, if you have a product or service and you're convinced that the product or service will make the greater good for humanity, then it's your responsibility to go out and ensure that the world know about what you are selling. And it's for that reason I am sure that From Homelessness to Healing Heaven is so impactful that I, at all times, do not withhold myself in any way to go out and sell my book in whatever ways. So you'll find that I'm always having a campaign. I'm always on social media. I'm always talking about it. I'm always selling my book because I know that there's a message that person need, and my book is one of those books that provide that message. So in all, I can say to you that the process was good. Working with Bamboo Spark over the past period of time, it has been very, very, very interesting. I've learned a lot, and I'm looking forward now to the anniversary of my book, and I'm giving away 6 books for, and well, you'll have to log on to my social media. I'm giving away 6 books in recognition of the anniversary. And may I also say that I'm now looking forward to doing my second book.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to do my second book. And interestingly, my second book should have been my first book, because my first book was about it's more the history of Westmoreland. As a photographer, I've spent over 28 years as a photographer, and I've captured many pictures within the parish of Westmoreland. And my first book should have been 30 years ago, but it wasn't written. And having met Daphne, I've gone with my first book. So my first book and my second book will be about Westmoreland. So ladies and gentlemen, look out for that book. Ruth, and we're excited.
You know me, right? So without even me being on stage, you know that I would have been smiling from ear to ear. There's a reason why we invited you, Mr. Wedderburn.